Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, my name is Sylvia and I make videos on planning with the occasional review. Planning has always been my way of working out problems and solving the day-to-day issues in my life. Join me as I experiment on how to best tackle projects, figure out how to stick with habit tracking, and celebrate the wins, both big and small. So grab a cup or a glass of whatevs and let's get on with the video. Okay, planner friends, this is my planner stack for 2025. I know, it's wild, it's bigger than last year in 2024, but I feel like I've got a handle on things and I'm not going back to my old ways where I'm just wild and have to buy all the planners just because of FOMO. This is a system that I am really going to try to work on. So let's get into it, shall we? Okay, you guys, I know there's gonna be somebody that just stops on my channel who's never been here before and they're like, why do planner people need more than one planner? The answer is you usually don't. I don't use a planner just to plan. Sometimes I use a planner to record things and I try to compartmentalize things. So it's a little bit different and hopefully I can explain that in a better way. I don't know, maybe I'm just lying to myself, probably. We'll see how it goes. Let's start with the top, shall we? Work our way down. So originally this was supposed to be my Hobonichi Mega Weeks, and it was like, that's what it is. Originally it was. What it was originally supposed to be used for was my everyday carry, and that did not work out. Sometimes we take a planner and we're like, you're a unicorn, and my planner's like, I'm a donkey. And the planner won this time because it's definitely not a unicorn and it's not meant to be an everyday carry for me anymore. That's just not who I am as a person. I did take a year off from this planner and trying to use it the way I did in the past is just not working, and it is what it is. So I took the first couple of weeks in here and tried it out as an everyday carry. Didn't work out, and that's okay. So when I first started this, it was really messy and I didn't like it and I was stressed out about it. And then I started to clean it up a little bit more. I am currently using the Sharpie pen in here because it's very bold and I like the way that it looks and the way it writes in here and the way it dries as well. So that didn't work and I decided this is just going to be my fitness planner because I was already writing some journaling about my health in the back here and then taking it to my nutritionist, and I really liked the way it worked, but I decided for the week that we're currently on right here, which is the first week of the year, I'm going to take some of the stuff I have written in the back pages and fill it out here since I'm not going to be sharing it anymore. It just didn't work out for me. I kind of missed my 10-day planning and I missed having that place where I just dumped a bunch of tasks and then I marked off what day they were going to be done, or what day I started them rather, and what day I finished them. And so I tried to do that here. And I didn't like the way it looked. I didn't like the way it filled. And I was just like, no, this is not what this planner is for. So I am just going to keep this for fitness only and health and that kind of journaling. And now my everyday carry is going to be back in the bullet journal notebook. This is an A6 little notebook. It comes in a pack of 3. And I have shown you how to use this as an A5 orientation, meaning that this is an A5 Leuchtturm notebook page if you turn it this way. And I just feel like that is just too much white space for me just to have a list of dailies. So I tend to use it this way, which is not really its intention, but that's okay. So there's 46 pages, I believe, in here. 46? Yeah, I just go back to using it more like I would if this was a Field Notes notebook. I just use it this way and that's okay. So you guys have seen the setup if you've watched my channel before. If you haven't, go back and watch those videos to learn more about 10-day planning and how this looks and works. But this is a system set up by Amidst the Gray, and I really love her system, and I'm just going back to it because, again, it's just what works for me. I have these little pads. These are MD, it's an MD pad of like 500 pages. I cut it in half so I could have some at this desk and some at the other. They actually fit perfectly in here for A6, but I had already cut these down to fit in a different planner, so I'm going to go ahead and use them. Here's my early month, and early month is from the 1st to the 10th, so we're doing 10-day planning. And it just really works well for me, you guys. I don't know. Here is my quarterly goals that I'm writing out there. This is an extra page in case I run out of space here, and this is just my January monthly task list. Here's the index. I don't know if I'm going to use it, but I've got it if I need it. And this is the intentions page, which I haven't filled out, but I intend to use this for everyday planning. And you'll see that I have the 1st through the 3rd here because I am slowly getting into the year. I took a break at the end of December and the beginning of January because everyone was home, everyone else was on break, and I just wanted to enjoy watching TV and movies with my family, and that's what I've been doing. So this is going to be my everyday carry. It's very simple. It fits pretty much in any planner. It's just simple and easy and works for me. Now, because my everyday carry is very simple, I do need a notebook for notes. I'm going to put this down so it doesn't scratch my table, but it leaves like little black marks on it and then it comes right off. It is what it is. So here is my black traveler's notebook, and I just love this cover. It's my favorite, and I highly recommend it to anyone who is like, what color do I get? I love black. It goes well with pretty much everything. These are by Midori, and people have asked if this is a weird writing surface, and the answer for me is no. If you're really sensitive to that, then I don't recommend it. It does come with, somebody asked me how I get this on here. I didn't glue it on. It comes with, I think, double-sided sticky tape, something like that, and I've had it on here forever and it's never fallen off or anything like that. So in here, this is funny, I'll move it so you don't have a glare. It says, "Some days there won't be a song in your heart, sing anyway." And I thought it was hilarious, not the quote, but the fact that it's this god-awful like red orange, which I hate, and the reason why I covered this insert. So I had to laugh at myself and put it here because it was a great quote, and of course it would be on this color. And I didn't have anything else to put here right now, so we're just going to laugh at ourselves, and that is okay. Now, this is the monthly insert by Travelers Company, and I covered it because it had this god-awful red orange on it, and I just used material, and I cut it to size. Then I went ahead and I put in here a piece of black cardstock so you couldn't see where the material ends, and it helps it, hopefully, from fraying, and I love the way it turned out. It's gorgeous. So this insert I'm actually using to write down all the TV shows I'm watching, when I'm watching them, and movies as well. When TV shows are coming back, because currently there's a bunch coming back, because I forget that stuff. I wrote it like in a collections kind of list, or I even tried writing it in a, getting things done list, and I just forget to look at it all the time. So writing it on here has been really, really helpful to me. This is also where I'm writing down, if I'm working on a language, what day I worked on it, so I can see that it's been like 3 days or something that I've worked on a project, and I'm like, Sylvia, you probably should set some time aside to do that. And yeah, this is the monthly one for 2025. I'm still in love with this guy because it's very heavy and it holds this down. Very nice. And then this insert is the 005, and this is the free daily. And let's see. So it has 2 months in it. It has this index page here. Then you can do it by the days, but I'm actually using this as like a bullet journal. So this is just day 1 of the month. Instead of saying day 1, I'm just saying that this is page 1. And right now I'm currently watching the TV show Castle. So I have that written down, and I like to binge watch shows. I'm on season 7 right now, and I just write down, of course, in this front half here, what episodes I really loved, or if there were any quotes or anything that's pretty funny that I wanted to write down, because this stuff I've had before, but it's just like all over the place, and it's nice to have it all in one place. I also am writing down some other things, like if I'm watching a YouTube series or something like that, which has been really helpful because now everything's all in one place. I can archive this book at the end of the year, and you guys have seen that I have the binder for that, so that's kind of awesome. And that is everything that I'm keeping in here. So hopefully that doesn't feel as overwhelming, because I don't have to write in this every single day. I don't have to write on the monthly every single day. It's just for me to record when I worked on stuff and why. The next traveler's notebook I have here is the Midori one, which I highly recommend because you can fit more in it, and I do love it. It's the pebbly black one. I think I had to find this on, what is it called? AliExpress, because Amazon did not have this color. I'm sure you can find it at other places, but that's where I ended up getting mine. So this ends up having, I think, 2 large strings and 2 small strings in it. I have my 2024 weekly in here, which is just a larger size of the Hobonichi layout. Got around the same color of cream in it as well. And so this is where I'm keeping track of my writing. So I have this for 2024 and I started it out as my reading journal, and that just did not work out because there wasn't enough space over here on the side sometimes, especially if I'm listening to an audiobook and I'm reading a book. Sometimes it was enough because I'm a lazy reader and I'm a slow reader because I record everything and have to write notes and stuff like that. So I tend to be able to read a book in like maybe 2 to 3 weeks. So there's enough pages for that. But those times when I was able to read or listen to an audiobook in like a couple of days, which did happen, this was not enough space. So I decided at the end of the year to try to use this as my writing notebook, and that worked out really well because I could write down what my starting word count was, what my ending word count was, what I worked on this side, and then any other notes I had over here, like problems I found in my manuscript or things I need to work on to set up for next week, and then I could just, forward everything to the next week. And it worked so well, I decided I wanted this again. Now this is a notebook that I had set up and I never used, so this is just my writing journal. So it just goes with my planner. I can put like a page number on here, and then I can put that page number for notes. Like, so on the 18th, if I wrote something about a character, I can put a number 27 and go to page 27 and find the notes that way. So that's how I connect the two notebooks. Pretty simple there. And this is supposed to be for my short fiction or anything else that I'm not actually currently working on, because sometimes those characters or those stories won't leave you alone, and I needed a place to write them down in and then later turn them or type them on a computer. So that's what I'm doing with this. And again, it's just me recording what I did for the day or the week. And last but not least, I have this guy. So this is the planner that I ended up getting from TJ Maxx for $9.99. So I mentioned that this planner started, it was an academic planner, it started in July, so those few months have already been gone, but it gives you the whole year of 2025 in here. And so the way I use this is for reading. I just sit down and I write down how many pages I read. Maybe it's 26, I put a circle so I know for the day. Off to the side here is where I keep track of my audiobooks, so it's like physical books and audiobooks here. I write some notes here. Now I know what you're thinking. You're like, Sylvia, you just told us that this did not work for you in 2024. And that is true. But what I decided to do is, because I do love this layout for writing down what I've read, but there's just not enough pages in it. And I know what you're thinking. You're like, why didn't you just get a planner that had enough pages? Because it's just not that serious, and I have this. So I rigged it because you should make things work for you. I took a Moleskine notebook. These are the journal ones that come in packs of 3. You can get them on Amazon. And I used a little clip and I clipped it onto the back of my planner so that I have these square pages just to write down any note. And that's just an easy way that you can go ahead and keep all of this connected, and you don't need to have extra pages in the back. You just make it work for you. I have it clipped on right now just because you don't have to. I liked the way this opened this way. I can also just easily take this off and write in it and make it flat if I need it to be, and then have this open as well. So it's just not that serious. I did mention also at the beginning, since there's so many pages left, that I can just use some of these beginning pages for notes, and I've already started doing that as well. But it's been fun and it's been nice. But sometimes you get a book that's very dense and there's a lot of like words and terms you're not familiar with, so you want to write those down, and there's just not enough space in here to do that. Also, when I'm reading with my niece, we always write down like words that she doesn't know so that she can look them up. And she has the exact same planner because I bought 2 of them, so it's really nice to use the same planner the way she's using hers. And I also attached a notebook by Moleskine. As you can see here, it says Moleskine down here. Maybe you can't, maybe you can, and down there. And it's just really simple. And you can cut this off if you want to, but it really doesn't get in the way. I just use the back page that has a gusseted pocket here. This one also has a gusseted pocket, and then I attach them. You can close these down if you want to. I just prefer not to because I can write on them and these won't bug me. And it's closed, and then you just use your closure here. Now I have these little tabs that I got from also Jet Pens. They're by Midori and they're blue. They're really, really cute, but they're kind of hard to see on camera. Up close I can see the months on them. They just have numbers. You can go ahead and use a pen as well if you wanted to. Just move this up a little bit more and clip it on this way. You can move it up so that that fits just nice like that. You can also do that on the side, but again, I have tabs, so I don't. Or you can go ahead and just use this, if you didn't have tabs, like this to connect your pen, either in the front or off to the side. And that's what my niece does because she didn't want the tabs. And this is, again, something that's simple, and on days when I don't read, I don't have to write in here. And it's a really simple recording of what I'm doing in here. So I'm kind of using these planners more like a notebook, but there's a little bit of a date in there that's really helpful to me so I can see what I've read in a week. And there's also these monthlies that aren't the best because they're so entirely small, but I can write here just at a monthly glance how many pages I've read and circle it. So I can put 15, 40, 22 and just see. And then of course those days that I don't read, I can put a big X so that I can be like, Sylvia, get it together. Or I can also see that I have a pattern where I just don't read on Sundays, and I should stop trying to force myself to do that. And that's everything. So does that make sense why I have so many planners? I'm just recording certain things. It's not every day. These are some habits that I'm trying to build up for every day, especially my writing and my reading, but also the fitness. Maybe this is a lot for people and they're like, I'm not going to open all these planners, but I keep this one where I sit down or lay down to read every day so that I always have it with me. The fitness thing is something that I fill out about 5 minutes at the beginning or the end of the day. So it doesn't take me too long. It's just writing down what I ate, how I felt, any exercise I did. And you can actually fill up this pretty nicely with that. I know that you can pack a lot in this, but I'm just trying to keep it simple. And in here for the writing, since I haven't started writing for this year, this has been empty, but I'm going to get started. I'm also doing critiquing pages for people. I have a critique group with 2 people in it, and we're supposed to be reading 30 pages of each other's work every 2 weeks. And so I can go in here and also write down whose pages I read on what day and any notes here. And then I usually type those up later. So it's helpful to do that as well. All right, so that is my planner stack, you guys, for 2025. What are your thoughts? Do you also have planners that you record things in more than you actually plan? There's only one planner I really plan in technically, and it's this one. But that's not always the case because sometimes when I'm doing my writing in here, like I mentioned, at the end of this week, I might write down some thoughts of what I need to work on for the next week here. So that's a little bit of planning. And then I just, when this week starts, I look back here and I'm like, okay, this is what I wanted to be working on or what I planned on working on, and we see how it goes. But mostly I'm just recording things in this one. The same with the notes. There's no real plan. I mean, I might go ahead and set up that this week is the week I want to work on a series that I found on YouTube. Like sometimes they have a really great series on how to write short fiction, and there'll be like 10 episodes, and I'm like, okay, I can do 10 episodes by doing a couple this week, a couple here, depending on how long they are. So I kind of have a plan, but at the end of the day, it's still me recording things. And if I do have a plan, a lot of times I will take a sticky note and put down, here's my plan for September or for the week or for the first 10 days of planning of the month, and this is my plan, this is what I want to work on. And so I have this to refer to, and then I'm just recording what actually happens. So it just depends on how you want to use your planners, and this is the way that I use mine. Let me know what you do with all of yours down below. All right, so don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I hope that this was helpful. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.